Somewhat willing to do something different than we've ever done before. You know, I mean, there's some of us that's made $2,000-3,000 in a week. I mean, raise your hand if you've ever earned over $2,000 a week here. So 4 of us in the room have earned over 2,000. How about over 1,000? Raise your hand. Okay, there went a couple more hands. All right, so you come into this never doing this before, and you've made $1,000 or $2,000 in a week. I mean, that's a little bit changing, isn't it? Doesn't that change things a little bit for you?
Absolutely,
so
it does.
Taking that risk and changing from what you were doing to something that you've never done before, you never heard of. How many of you guys ever heard of door-to-door sales, door-to-door cable sales before you got a job doing this? One person. It's never heard of it, right? I mean, who would think? Like, I can tell you, 17 years I've been doing this, Will, and the first time I interviewed for the job for a door-to-door salesperson, I did not want the job. I went to the interview to not get the job. The only reason I went is because I did what every good husband does, what their wife tells them. So I went to the interview looking for a reason to go home and tell my wife, yeah, it's not gonna work out, sweetheart. It's not, But I can tell you that while I was in school, I didn't say, oh, as soon as I get out of school, I'm gonna go get a door-to-door sales job. It's not what I did. In fact, I had never even heard that you can make money doing door-to-door sales. I was managing some convenience stores, making about $38,000 a year, and I thought, man, I have arrived. I was making $38,000, had a company car, I was 29 years old. I thought I had done something, because I thought that was good money. And it is by the standards of America, with the average household income being $32,000 a year. I was doing okay. I was above average. And the problem with that was I didn't realize there was more. And I got into a place where I thought that I had arrived. I thought, well, this is it. This is the American dream. This is what I dreamed about and talked about and thought about all my young childhood life. This is it. But then I kind of realized that the month had more days than the dollars in my bank account. Eventually, the money ran out before the month did. And so that's why I started kind of looking at something different. And when I talked to someone who was doing what we do, door-to-door cable TV sales, and at that time there was no internet, there was no phone. It was just, that's what I started out selling. But the point is that when I talked to a guy about it, he told me he was making $75,000, $80,000 a year. And that was 17 years ago. And for me, that was a lot of money. How many of you guys think $70,000 or $80,000 a year is pretty good money today?
Oh, yeah.
It's pretty good money, right? I mean, the average household income is $32,000 a year. That means you and borrow roommates, that's less than $16,000 apiece. That's the average household income. And this job 17 years ago, the guy was telling me I could make $70,000 or $80,000, or he made $78,000 in 2005. 1995. And I was like, what? And so for me, just like a lot of us in the room, it was a risk that I was willing to take to get away from my kids' meal and get on the adult menu, just to kind of see what happened.